My perception of nuclear technology was quite different before reading Chapter 7. Based on my prior knowledge on how nuclear technology is used, I had considered nuclear technology mostly as technology used for weaponry purposes and technology of mass destruction. I knew that weapons, for example such as atomic bombs, revolved around nuclear technology. I also knew that it was the same technology that has caused serious casualties and mass destruction, such as the Chernobyl incident and the nuclear reactor incident in Fukushima, or the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. Initially, I didn't understand why nuclear energy was so important to society. I mostly just thought that it was just technology that brought harm to people. Yet, I also knew that nuclear energy can be used as an incredible and efficient source of energy. It can be generated into electrical energy much more eco-friendlier than burning of fossil fuels. But due to my own concerns on safety of nuclear reactors, I believe that these couldn't be used as a step further in energy until reactors were made much safer. I believe this is because the use of atomic bombs or missiles that are often parts of nuclear technology. It changed my perception. This I find is mostly displayed in the media, rather than the benefits of using nuclear technology and the innovations as a source of energy. Hi Emma.
Hi Nessa.
I'm currently studying the public's different perceptions on nuclear technology. If I may, can I ask you what your perception is on nuclear technology?
Sure. My initial perception towards nuclear technology is fairly negative. This is because you rarely hear media and news stations reporting on the benefits or its positive impacts to society. It's always regarded some type of safety concern or adverse effect on society and our generation. For example, it's common nowadays to hear rising concern regarding countries with access to nuclear technology and how this will affect the safety of other countries come times of disagreement or controversy. For that reason, it's something to be feared in my mind, as it's only portrayed as being a weapon. The fact is backed up by past historical events such as Chernobyl. This is one of the biggest examples of nuclear technology failure, and to this day we continue to see generations affected by what nuclear technology did to the environment and to the health of others.
You've stated some cons of nuclear technology. Do you by any chance have any pro opinions on nuclear technology?
No, none come to mind.
So you don't think that nuclear energy has any benefits?
Nope.
Would you agree that adequate portable water is essential for human life? Well, what if I told you that isotope hydrology techniques is what is essential to tracing and measuring the depth of underground water resources?
Well, I'd still say that I don't think that nuclear technology is something that is necessary or gives any positive impact to society.
So, final verdict. Are you against or in favor of the use of nuclear technology?
I'm against nuclear technology.
Fine then. Good evening, Dr. Marks. I am currently doing Physics 11 at Blythe Academy, and I am studying the public's different perceptions on nuclear technology. If I may, can I ask you what your perception is on nuclear technology?
I would begin by saying that nuclear technology offers quite a lot of benefits to our society and humanity in general. In particular, nuclear technology is critical to nuclear medicine. For instance, radioisotopes is widely used in medical diagnostic procedures, especially in the detection, treatment, and therapy of so many diseases such as tumor, and to study some of our soft tissues and bones. Another application of nuclear technology in nuclear medicine, its use for sterilization of most of our medical equipment. In fact, it is much more efficient and less inexpensive than the traditional steam heat sterilization.
Alright. Dr. Marks, you stated your views by providing some pros of nuclear technology. Do you believe that there are some cons or concerns pertaining to nuclear technology?
Yes, no, sir. There definitely are cons. Every technology has the potential to be destructive. In particular, in the case of nuclear technology, if your only source of information for nuclear technologies is the mainstream media, you perhaps are more inclined to having a negative perception of the technology. Most of the time, the media talks about the destructive use of nuclear technology in wars, and of course, more recently, there is the nuclear arms race, such as the United States is preoccupied with states like Iran and North Korea acquiring nuclear technology for the purpose of making atomic bombs and nuclear warheads and missiles. So that is a common concern, and many people would argue that because of the potential for nuclear technology to be very destructive when it is used inappropriately, many people would argue for the eradication of nuclear technology altogether. But I do have a different opinion. It is true that history records that some of the most disastrous wars of this generation and the previous one include wars like the atomic bomb that was dropped by the United States on Hiroshima, but those are some of the concerns. But those concerns are mostly if the technology is used inappropriately.
Thank you for stating both your pros and cons of nuclear technology. But in your opinion, based on both the pros and cons you have stated, are you against or for the use of nuclear technology?
Well, thank you. I would be more inclined to be for the advancement of safe nuclear technology. I think it's as I have stated, I think the benefit far outweighs the negatives. Yet, I think the key would be to advance the technology in such a way that safeguards are put in place to avoid accidents that can be fatal, because nuclear accident can be very fatal. So I would be for the advancement of safe nuclear technology.
Thank you. Since the mid-late 20th century, the perception of nuclear technology has changed significantly over the years. During the 1970s of U.S. history, there were many forms of history media that changed the opinion of nuclear technology, most often as dangerous forms of energy. For example, the runaway package. This package supports submissive views and is expressed in political cartoons that scientifically are incorrect. An example of a cartoon represents nuclear energy as a genie. It is let out of a bottle that seemingly wreaks havoc and cannot be contained. The political cartoon above shows a costly view of nuclear energy waste, stating that it cannot be contained. Yet the package never discusses some of the benefits of nuclear technology. Past history also shows only the fatal effects of nuclear energy, such as nuclear meltdown in Chernobyl, Hiroshima, or the 3 Mile Island nuclear disaster. Yet over the years, due to higher understanding of nuclear energy, people can still see the benefits of nuclear technology, and it has changed dramatically over the years. A study by PhD writer Ann Biscotti for the Nuclear Energy Institute released a U.S. survey in April of 2013 that suggests that over the years, more people in the U.S. have a favorable opinion on nuclear technology in 2013 than in 1983, in which back in 1983, only 49% of people strongly favor nuclear technology, and 46% strongly oppose nuclear technology. As of February 2013, 68% of people were strongly favoring of nuclear energy and technology, and only 29% were opposed of it. This survey as well suggests that more people find nuclear technology safer in 2013 than they did in 1983 in the US. Although most of the American public seems to be tuning to nuclear energy and technology, there is a different trend in Europe. Many European countries use a higher percentage of nuclear energy as a source of electricity than the US and Canada, such as France, where 75% of its energy comes from nuclear power plants. In the US, 20% of electricity comes from the nuclear energy, and in Canada, 14.8%. Since France uses quite a bit of nuclear energy, one would assume that many people are in favor of the source of energy use. Yet, in statistics by the Nuclear Energy Agency, only 25% of people were in favor of the production of power plants and the use of nuclear technology back in 2007. The same trend was true for Japan, which also has high amounts of nuclear energy. This could potentially be because most of the people in France and Japan are highly exposed to nuclear energy. This could mean that the people of these countries know more about the dangers of nuclear energy than other public perceptions that may not be as exposed to energy. Other than these exceptions, it is the NEA reports that most countries are now predominantly in favor of nuclear energy. Although society today has turned to nuclear energy, there are still many people who oppose the creation of power plants. Nuclear technology, yet, isn't only about the use for energy, it is as well about many applications in society. Based on the knowledge I have learned in this chapter, the best way to change people's perception of nuclear energy is to educate and discuss others about different applications of technology, rather than just atomic bombing or electricity use. The benefits of nuclear technology truthfully outweigh the disadvantages of the technology, and to show this, one can explore the many applications. The pros of nuclear technology include nuclear power reactors do not emit any pollutants into the atmosphere, not like fossil fuel burners, which emit many pollutants and greenhouse gases. Nuclear technology can be generated in readily available electrical energy. There are as well other applications, which include medical applications. Nuclear medical imaging, that is a diagnostic technique that involves the injecting of a patient with small doses of radioisotopes. These are called radioactive tracers. They emit radiation that can be detected and converted into images that can detect the spread of cancer throughout a person's body, or show detailed accounts of tissue in bone or tissue like the liver. It can as well be used for carbon dating. It uses nuclear technology in which it measures the age of organisms that once lived long ago through radioactive decay. A nuclear technology. As well, there are such things as CANDU reactors that are used in Canada. It is a steam generator that uses nuclear fission in reactors in which neutrons and thermal energy are produced. Water found in the reactors absorbs thermal energy to heat normal water. This can change the water into steam, which is then sent into turbines. An electrical energy generator converts this mechanical energy into electrical energy. As you can see, there are incredible benefits to using nuclear energy. Yet, there are some cons. A few can be outlined here. The radioactive waste that can come from nuclear energy is extremely dangerous, and it has been to be properly looked over for thousands of years. Nuclear energy can be used as forms of weaponry such as atomic bombs or missiles, and can cause high forms of mass destruction. Yet, after reading the chapter, my perception on nuclear technology has changed dramatically. I believe that although nuclear technology could be extremely dangerous, I believe that nuclear energy and technology is an incredible technology that has revolutionized the way we do things today, such as medical applications, carbon dating, and other applications. It is a source of energy that can almost be considered renewable. It is readily available and is much more efficient than fossil fuel burning. The disadvantages, of course, can be fatal. But in today's society that we live in, there is a very small chance, based on new engineering of reactors,